This video will show how to make a bar graph. So we use this table to make a bar graph that will show grade 10 performance. And also, we'll also make a bar graph that will compare this high school's grade 10 performance compared with state performance. So first, we'll make a bar graph to show grade 10 performance and using the table, this table. So the table, you can see that the grade 10 performance is broken down into 4 levels: advanced, proficient, needs improvement, and failing. And the second column here is school number for students that scored at each of these levels. And the third column, that's the percent of students scored at each of the levels. The other columns that shows the district number of students scored at the level and district percentage. Then the next 2 columns that shows the state numbers. So first we'll make a bar graph that will show grade 10 in this high school grade 10 performance. Because we're going to compare the grade 10 performance with state, so we're going to use the percent column here. So to make a bar graph, first we'll select the proficiency levels, and then we'll select the score percentage. So to select a score percentage, you want to hold down Control button and then click on the first cell, and then hold down your Shift key, and then select the rest in this column. So once you have this done, you'll go to Insert, and then go to the tables. So then you will be able to make the table. So you can see that this bar graph represents the percent of students in this high school that scored at each of these levels. And then, so you can also modify this table by, you can add the data values. To do that, you can use the add sign here. You can add the data labels so it's easier to read. Or let me uncheck the data labels here. I think you can also go from the menu, go from the add chart elements, and then you go to data labels. You can choose where you want to place the data values. So if you place in the middle, and they will show up here. And you can also, from the add chart elements, you can also add access title. If I do the horizontal one, I can write here math. So this is math performance. And then you can go back. You can go to, again, make sure that you click on your table so that the design, that menu show up. Then you go here, add chart element, then go to access titles, vertical. And here you can add the vertical title. So I'm going to call it proficiency. And then, so, and this is a table we had. We made, that's, we will show, oh, I have some, that's, this, because this is, the bar is too small, so you cannot put the number, the data label in the middle. So let me move this out so I can place on the outside. So that's better. And this is a bar. We just created a bar table. Bar graph for to show the grade 10 in this high school performance. Next, we're going to create a bar graph that will compare this high school's grade 10 performance with state performance. So to use a bar graph to compare that, so we already have the information in the table. We just want to have the a graphic display of the comparison. So what we are going to do is we need to add the state percentage to the bar graph here. So there's two ways to do it. Now you can add the state information to the existing graph. So what you do is you can use this. I think you just highlight this, and if you right click, highlight, be sure that your table is selected, and then okay, yeah, it does not work for me. Yeah, so you have to select this both, yeah, the inside of this, and then if you right click your mouse, you will see that the select data. I think you can also go from the menu. You can see the select data there. So either way, so you can choose either way, and then there's a select data source window comes up. So this is what we have. We have the school percent and also the proficiency level. What we're going to do is we're going to add additional data series. So the series name here in this box is we want to put a state, and that's this cell. And then in next series value, click on this arrow, and then that will allow you to select the state percentage. Then if you use enter, and then you OK, you will see that the original graph is changed, and we have this new state percentage that's added to the graph. And then then you can also add the data labels, so then it will show up. So that is one way you can do this. Just add the state percentage that's to the existing bar graph. Or another way to do it, you just create a new bar graph. So to do that, you want to select these three columns. Again, use Control, and then hit Control, and then select your school, and then you Shift key here. Again, you use Control, and then select the state, and then use Shift key. I'm using PC, so I use the Control key, and then Shift. I think with the Mac, you want to use the Apple key, and then Shift key to select the value. So once you have selected three these columns, then you go to the same process. You go to Insert, you go to Bar Graph, and then you go to see this will make you have a bar graph, and that will show these two sets of bar graphs. That's one graph, and that will show your high schools, the high school's grade 10 proficiency compared with the state, and this with the legends marked here. And then again, you can also add data labels, so that will help us interpret. And then we can also add go to add the chart element. You can add access title, just like we did with the first bar graph. And then let's add the access title, the vertical title here. Let's call this proficiency. So we just made that's two ways to make the comparison. Yeah. So when we did is add the state information to the existing bar graph, and this one is we just made a new bar graph using the information from the table. And that's the end of this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it.